So here we have the JLab Pro rolling camera bag. I should just say also that I have not tried any of the Think Tank roller bags. So if you're looking to compare that, I'm not going to be able to be very helpful. It's a 4-roller, obviously. Rolls, oh, that's one thing we're going to get to. It rolls nicely, and I have it fully loaded here, but the thing about that, I mean, I've got a laptop and other stuff in the front pockets, which we'll look in later. If you make sure that you have the feet rolled in the right direction, it's pretty stable. It won't fall over or anything, most likely. But if you have the feet turned around the other way, it falls over on its own if you have that front pocket loaded up. So that's one thing that you have to be careful about. It gets pretty heavy. You can load it up pretty well. It's right now it's about 40 pounds. The zippers seem pretty tough. The material itself seems pretty rugged. Some of the seams are already starting to come apart. I don't know if that was just like, I don't know, I haven't really done anything with it, so I'm not sure what to think about that. I mean, it's brand new. Straps are pretty nice and tough. There's no strap or handhold on the bottom. Nothing on the bottom, it's just completely flat. I would probably not want to try and hold it up by the coasters, you know, lifting it into a car or anything. They flex a little bit. They're made of plastic, which could be okay to save some weight. But the bottom is nice and hard. Nothing's gonna come through there and get your gear. 1, 2, 3 main compartments. Well, 1 main compartment and 2 front pockets. Has this side pocket here, and it also has little zippered pockets for like papers and boarding passes and stuff like that on each handle, or by each handle. So you got one there and here. You've got the handle. It's a fairly good length. It's a little wobbly, but again, I'm not going to complain about that too much because I don't want it to be super heavy. I mean, it's already going to get pretty heavy when you start loading it up. There's the back. Nothing too fancy. This spot, I don't know, that was there when I got it out of the bag or out of the box. Don't know what that is. So here's the main big compartment. Open it up. Now I have it loaded, but it's my first try with loading it up, so that's probably not my final configuration. Let's start with these. They're mesh. You can sorta almost see through them, but they're still pretty hard to see through. They hold a pretty good amount of stuff. It's nice and soft. I don't think you'll have to worry about that stuff ripping or anything like that. Durability is fine. The bag is a little bit angled, I guess. If you have long lenses, you'll need to put them here in the back. If you put them in the front, they're gonna stick out a bunch. So this is about 7 inches long, so it has to go here in the back, and even then it's just only flush with the top of the zipper. It'll fit, but that's the only place it'll fit standing up. If you want to play with it, you know, laying it down, you can try that. I mean, it'll fit like in here, but it's a little bit too deep for laying lenses down on their side. Unless, of course, you have the 70-200 2.8 or some other big telephoto lens like that. They'll fit in here nicely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the lens that's on the camera. So 8 lenses plus 2 cameras and flash accessories and the black rapid strap. That actually takes up quite a bit of room, and then chargers and microphones and all that stuff. So it can fit quite a bit. I didn't really change the way it was configured, all these little things. These two vertical spacers here, they have plastic in them. They're padded, but they're plastic, so they're very firm. They're not going to move around a lot. This one horizontal as well. You've got a couple of dividers that can block up these dips that also have plastic in them, like this one here. I used it in the top because the top of the bag, the outside of the bag, is not hard. It's all fairly soft and wiggly. So without this hard divider, it can really squish in. So I'm a little worried about that. I mean, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, then this won't get dropped on its top. But if it does, and you don't have plastic dividers in there, I'd be pretty worried, because it's very squishy at the edges on the top. Down the bottom, it's completely rigid. I wouldn't really worry about that squishing in or anything. It's more rigid down at the bottom, but at the top, it's pretty squishy. And take a look at the other pockets. Here's the second compartment. This is the compartment for a laptop and iPad or book. This is a 13-inch MacBook. I'm not sure how big of a laptop. It'll definitely fit a 15-inch. I'm not sure about a 17-inch laptop. It's got a nice little mesh pocket here for an iPad. And I've got the charger down here. So laptop, iPad, book, notebooks, like paper and stuff, that'll be a good spot for that. It won't get squished or anything. And then the final outside pocket is fairly small. I've just loaded up with what I might take on a trip. So a couple of granola bars, wallet, phone, Altoids, although one little trick I learned is you get an Altoids tin and you put your earphones in it. I have a little iPod that can go right there. It's a nice easy, cheap case for your iPod and earbuds. And then it's got the two little mesh pockets, just the random stuff that always gets left out. You could easily put lens caps and things in there. That's another thing that these pockets could be good for, is lens caps. 77mm would definitely go in this side pocket here. It's definitely big enough for a big lens cap. Here's the other side pocket. Pretty nice size. I had the tripod legs in there before. Slide right in. This, I wish they had a more horizontal loop that I could, that would be Velcro or a snap or something that you could snap around the tripod legs and just hold it there. So that's a feature that I would like to have. I'm gonna have to figure something out better than just a little piece of cloth. And that's pretty much the outside. One thing to note is that this whole inner liner has a zipper and can flip out. One thing is that this obviously is not flat, so I mean, it's got a groove and foam that's fairly hard to protect the bottom of whatever's in the bag. But that does mean that when you when you want to put stuff in the bag, there's a a little ridge on both sides. It's lower on these channels than it is in the middle. This one's fine because it's fairly skinny, but if it's too wide, it'll hit that lip and there'll be a space under the lens and it'll kind of flop around like this. So that's something I'm not sure if that's the case with all roller bags or if it's just this one, but it's a little bit strange. All right, so here's that lip. It's skinny enough for skinny lenses, but if it's too wide, it'll hit that lip and kind of wobble about. Okay, so this is the part where I forgot to make an outro, and so I'm just going to show some clips of my dog being a dog. But anyway, for this bag, if you're on a budget and you can't spend the $400 for a think tank or equivalent bag, you just need a basic rolling bag to put bunches of gear in, I would say for this price, it's a good option.